how do we get from where we are in our dysfunctional, defective societies to Plato's ideal society, to Kallipolis? How do we do this? How do we get to this ideal society? So Plato has a very simple answer. He says, you just don't get there. You won't get there. We can't get there. He's very clear and he's very confrontational about this. He doesn't have any illusion about the fact that maybe one day we'll be able to live and create this particular society. So what's the reason for this? Why can't we put it into practice? What is stopping us from creating this ideal society with the right people and the right roles, where everyone has a chance to achieve a state of eudaimonia? What's stopping us? Plato's response, he says, well, to produce a society like this, we would need to have people who have the wisdom to establish it. Okay, this is his argument. So I'm just going to tell you now, this argument is like a loop that you sort of can't get out of. So if it sounds like, okay, we're never going to escape this, that's the point. We're never going to escape this. This is what he's saying. No one in the actual world, according to Plato, can be trusted or has enough wisdom to actually establish this society, to establish Kallipolis. Why? Because all of us are educated in our dysfunctional, defective societies. All of us come with a particular education and a particular attitude and a particular mentality, and no one is kind of radical enough or completely split with our conditioning. No one has done that to the point where they're able to go forward and actually create this. Plato says there's just no one that can actually do this, because all of us are raised and sort of tainted by the conditions of our dysfunctional society. So we can't just get rid of our attitudes and our ideas on competitiveness and all of this. We can't do that, right? That's just not going to work at all. It's with us. We can't disassociate from that at all. What we can infer from that is that if we did try and create Kallipolis, it probably would be quite terrible. It probably would very easily become this horrible oligarchy and, the dystopian kind of nightmare. And Plato is actually quite upfront about this. His text is not telling us go out and establish this because he believes actually probably we won't ever do it, because there won't be someone with enough knowledge to build this ideal society. Who has the wisdom to do it, right? The people that have the wisdom to create the society would have to be people that are brought up in the society. So do you see how it's a loop? It's like, to create the society, we need people that were born in that society. But how can people be born in that society if it doesn't exist? So we're just going round and round and round and round with no end in sight of how actually we can get this thing off the ground and it can become a project.